Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh,
Hello.
I've been at the desk for too long already. It's still morning, and I already feel like moving and walking away. And
Well, go and have a little walk.
yeah, I will after
Stand up
this
and
for
romp
sure.
around a bit.
So I was just maybe wait for MJ for a moment. Do you know if she's coming, Ada?
I'm just texting her. I
Okay.
can also call her.
Yeah, let's just give her a sec. But I would just like to congratulate Martin for their initiative over the weekend. Martin, do you want to say hi? Martin, I think, is from WADA. He's working on the French side, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Hi, everyone.
Cool. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers. Looking forward to collaborate more on the French side. Maybe you can incentivize me to practice my French. Hi, Harry.
Hey, sorry.
Cheers. Welcome to Boaz as well.
Okay, thank you.
Hey.
Hey.
So maybe I'll start looking into what we can do today. One thing that I had spoken with Ada, with MJ, is that these sessions, because they're twice a week, I'm not going to prepare so much. So it's basically going to be a workshop of improvising, and maybe you can continue like MJ and Ada have been doing on the previous sessions, shooting challenges at me, and I try to deflect them or, respond as best as I can. So maybe I can actually just go in, and I have some screens open as usual. I can just show you what we did last session, just to maybe bring us a bit to the same point. So this is the document where I am trying to organize what we did, but I don't have anything here. So what we also are trying to commit to is to keep things directly on YouTube updated. I mean, so here, if you come to the link tree and you come to the cohort 2 playlist, you'll always be able to see. And we are also collaborating in dropping things here in the tags, in the timestamps. So you have the playlist, and we can literally come here to session 3 and take a look at what we were up to. So Ada and MJ were challenging me around addresses. I usually explain what an address is in a very simple way, just focusing on single address mode in the wallet settings. But here we were going back to stake keys and seed phrases, how they articulate in terms of ones having more. So from your stake key, you can have several addresses. Is this new to someone, or is this something you already understand? No news there. So maybe one thing that we can start working on today is actually something that I think is coming to mind that I didn't really answer to them, which is accounts. What about multiplicity of accounts, right? Because there's still one concept that we can elaborate here. Let me just take a look. What else did we take? We do. So we also spoke a bit about proof of work and proof of stake. Proof of work and POS. And what else? Any questions, Ada, from the last session? Did you experiment something? Did you try something out? No? Okay, I see her nodding.
No, I just learned, like, I now understand, but I can't explain what is proof of work and proof of stake, but I understand it,
Yeah, okay.
Which is great.
Okay, so what I'm making note here on my other screen is On the last session, we looked at addresses and proof of stake or proof of work. And today we can see the accounts and we can find out more resources on wallets at Little Fish. Maybe, Ada, are you familiar with the vault and the documentation that Little Fish has? No? And also we can take a look at the Blockchain Learning Center for some infographics. And maybe from here, we can find out what your next priorities will be in terms of learning. So just to come back to this part, what happens here is I'm actually going to show you my Eternl, my personal one. And then maybe we can come to Whimsical here, this tool that I'm using instead of Miro, and elaborate this diagram here a bit further. So let me just load it for a second. My Eternl is just loading a number of wallets. I just want to hide a number of them and show you a bit what happens with accounts. So while that happens, let me put this in the frame here. So we had seen that from a seed phrase, you can only have a one-to-one with a stake key. And I think maybe I'm going to have to elaborate and correct this part here because from a stake key, you can have derived addresses. And what we're going to see here as well, although we haven't really used Eternl. Have you used Eternl at all, Ada?
Not the last session, maybe before that when I wasn't here.
Oh, no, okay. You're not using Eternl on your personal accounts or something like that?
No.
Okay. Okay, so maybe we're jumping ahead a bit too much, but just to answer one question that you had and relating a bit between the several wallets, how they work. So let me just put this in the right place.
We were
here.
talking Numi, I think. Nami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is one wallet I have. You can put some icons on them, and you can put some names. So I have two ones. This one started by being a Nami, and I call it Sky Nami. And then I brought it to Eternl by importing the seed phrase. And then what happens here, like we saw, is that if I go to the receive, I'm using it in single address mode. So I only have one address. Remember that part? Right. The thing is, I'm also cheating here on another ramification level because I keep it simple in terms of having just one address. So relating to this, between a stake key and an address, I like to keep it simple. So this is what we can call using it in this base address thing that I mentioned there. Happens when you are okay. And maybe we can take a look at that setting there. So coming back here, if you go to settings, I just have the single address mode here, which means it actually comes from Nami a bit because it's a typical way of Nami working. Okay, so as long as you define it here, you have some information as well, which is wallets like Nami only track a single address, in contrast with others like Daedalus, Uroi, and Eternl that track all the addresses of your wallet. Enable this option if you want to only use the first address in an account as its change address. So change also has to do with something that we saw in Cardano. When you send something, you actually have to give yourself change. Do we see that as well already? No. Okay, so we need to make a note to learn about change. Okay. So still we're trying to focus on this part. So coming back to the address. So basically we just set it here to single address, and that means that on the receive, I just have one instead of all that list of multiple options that Eternl keeps creating more addresses for you. Now, if we zoom out on this level, we've been talking about for each stake key. By the way, on the stake key, you have it here, and it's the only one for this account. Okay. Now, why am I talking about accounts? I'm talking about accounts because from the same seed phrase, which is the same compartment there, I can actually create more accounts. So, for example, I have my main account, and I created another account just for Little Fish, so that I can receive the Little Fish payments and etc. So, if I wanted to create a new account, I could come here and do that. I would need to enter my and what this is doing is from the same seed phrase, it's actually going to create another account there. So you see what is happening here is that's why I want to bring you to this chart, because on each wallet, you're going to see it in different ways. So that's why if we see it here in terms of concepts, you're going to be more in a better position to understand what happens in all the wallets. So I'm here just going to improve this a bit to say that this stake key is for account 1. Maybe I'm not 100% sure about this, but we'll test it right now looking at my journal. And I'm going to change this to not be 1-to-1. That would be valid in some wallets applications, but not on absolutely all of them. Here, I'm going to switch this there, and you get the idea, right? So basically, instead of copying this, I can actually copy everything, because you can actually have a whole different, like if it was another wallet out of your account number 2. Okay. Is this making sense? So what happens is that Eternl gives you the possibility to create several accounts and several addresses. It basically gives you the possibility to do everything that Cardano allows. Some wallets only give you the possibility to create multiple addresses. Others only give you one account. Yes?
So Lucas, last time we were talking about Nami, right? When you said there can be only one wallet and many other accounts, like address accounts. And in Eternl, is that possible to make it 2 or 3 stake keys? Am I right?
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the stake keys. So if I'm on this is my active account now, which is my main one inside this wallet. And if I go to my summary, I have a stake key ending ch2. Okay. And if I go there and activate my other account, I go to my summary and I have a different stake key. Got it? So you see these little things here. These are like the derivation path. It has to do with the cryptography and all the technical part. But what happens is that out of your original seed phrase, it can derive different accounts. So I'm actually going to put it here. Maybe change this. I'm not so used to whimsical, as you can tell. It's really giving me pain around the spelling, so I'm just going to leave it alone. But you understand now what's happening? You can have several accounts, which is at this level here on the accounts list. And then within each account that you can activate, you can have several addresses. Even I think the settings here, if I switch this one to not be, where's the single address? There it is. Not be single address. I come to the receive, and now I have an endless number of addresses for this one. But this is on my Little Fish account. So if I go there and toggle back to my main account, let's see if it's working in single address. No, it's not. Okay, so the settings are common to all my accounts. Okay. I know I'm throwing a nice amount of content to you, but yes.
I have another question. Always storming the questions. So let's say I'm just trying to understand the difference between NAMI and Eternl. So in NAMI, let's say I have one stake key, which let's say you are sending me money, or I'm sending, like you are sending me, and Little Fish is sending to the same stake key, right? And then I can put the different addresses. I can make, okay, account for Lucas, account for Little Fish, and account for MJ, let's say, or some other organization. But in Eternl, I can directly give you the account I created for you. Let's say not account, but stake key. For Lucas, I can create one, and one for Little Fish, maybe.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. That's exactly what I did there. If you see so let me just share my screen again. So in terms of seed phrase, accounts, or stake keys is the same thing. And wallet addresses. So we have this template here, right? And now I'm going to copy it. And let's see. So in NAMI, I have one seed phrase. I have multiple accounts. And I have, I'm not sure about this one. But yeah, I will need to investigate.
Yeah, more than one.
Yeah, so what happens in NAMI is that it only allows you to work with one seed phrase. And this is a limitation compared to Eternl. As you can see there, I have 4 + 2 + 3 seed phrases that I imported into my Eternl, and I can toggle. So I have my personal, some other projects here. I have some other guest accounts there, and they're all in my Eternl, which is what I think MJ was planning to do, but you can't do it on NAMI for sure. So let me just continue to elaborate here. So in Eternl, you can have multiple seed phrases, which is what I've just demoed to you. The multiple seed phrases are here. And obviously you can have, basically it's multiple everything. That's why I was saying that Eternl allows you to do, maybe I should have used a table for this, and multiple wallet addresses. So it's the most flexible one because it allows you to do whatever the protocol allows you to do. Here, because you have just one seed phrase, whenever you want to create more compartments in your NAMI, you're still just going to be using the same seed phrase. You're just going to be adding multiple accounts. And I'm not even sure about the addresses. Okay.
Okay.
Not sure if I have it here. Flint. So Flint is another wallet where I'm pretty sure when you actually start an account here, when you're importing a seed phrase, it's going to ask you if you want to work in single address mode. So you see here, you just have add account under the same secret recovery phrase. Got it? So this is just in terms of getting used to the, so you see here, accounts will share something and accounts will individually have their own receive address, transaction history, delegation history. So this means delegation, it means stake key. Okay, so this is a bit of an explanation in Flint wallet around this type of thing. And now we can say that in Flint, we have just one seed phrase, and you can have multiple accounts. And then I think, let me try to move forward with that thing. I think it's Flint that asks me, do you want to use it in single address mode or not? So let me just try to add an account there. Maybe it will ask me that. Here you have these warnings as well, as you can see. Got it? Where be careful or be aware that things work slightly different in different wallets. You're never going to be locked out of your accounts or anything if you use something like Eternl, because you can ramify and do the derivation to get to all the sub accounts and everything. But it's important that you understand the concepts that you're working with. So here, okay. So in this case, I'm not really sure what amount it's picking up because I have too many accounts already, but so I'm not really sure what wallet I'm using there, and I'm just gonna stop there. But as you can see, I have one wallet, which means seed phrase, and 2 accounts. So maybe we can improve our document as well. In terms of wording, we can add here. Okay. Again, I was going to say just before, I know that I'm giving you a lot of information, but it's still a result of what you did to me on the last session where you were asking everything. So now I'm still throwing some concepts at you. But I'm sure that if you want, we can go step by step, and I'm going to try to keep it more practical, because that was the original goal of these sessions, right? To bring you bite-sized exercises for you to do. Okay, so we spent the bigger part of this session, of today's session, around this. I hope at least this one is clear in terms of the concepts. And I'm going to make sure that on the coming sessions we have some exercises for you guys to do. Okay.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
So last time I got what is stake key and what are the addresses, but this time maybe I missed one class before that, before the last one.
Okay.
Can you explain difference between seed phrase and stake key? Because now I'm confused. I thought like stake key and seed phrase are the same.
No.
They're not.
No, the main difference that I'm going to raise to show you is that this one is private. This one gives you access. If you show this to someone, that's why this one you can never have digital notes of it. You don't take screenshots or make text files. We're just doing the text file because we're using it just for testnet, right? So this one is always going to be private, and if you share this with someone, you're giving them access to everything. Okay, this is the one that you put in a piece of paper, or if you're using a hardware wallet. You heard about those?
Yes, I heard.
So what the hardware wallet does is that you still need to make some notes in paper or in a piece of iron, or some people do crazy things to keep it fireproof and flood proof and everything. But apart from doing those backups, what your hardware wallet does is that it keeps the seed phrase in a specific compartment. It's like a pen drive, but it has a specific compartment of memory that is never going to be exposed even to the laptop that it's being plugged into. So the device, the hardware wallet, is very special because it has that memory where it persists or it generates your seed phrase. And the only thing that pen drive outputs is signatures. So have we done some transactions? We've done some sending and receiving here, right? So
not in the last session.
Okay, so let me just try to show you very quickly. So if I go to JPEG Store, for example, I have my Eternl, I have some wallets. Like you see, I have a number of wallets there on my Eternl. Some of them, some of my wallet, whatever is connected to the internet, is going to show here. So currently I don't have any. Let me take a look here. So you see this little socket and plug are not connected. So I'm going to connect this wallet address. Sorry, my computer is just dragging a bit again. And out of this one, I'm going to select a nice one. So I have all these experiments that I've been doing. And I have some NFTs here. So that's cool. It's a nice way to show you what happens with connecting your actual wallets to a website. So I'm on my main account. I'm going to plug it in, meaning that Eternl, from all my seed phrases and accounts and everything, this is the exact account that I'm going to be using to browse the websites. Okay. So this is just to go back and show you the concept of signature. So now that I've connected my Eternl and I've selected which account I want it to expose to Web3 websites, if I come here and I refresh it, not sure if it's going to connect automatically, but probably it will. So you see there, the web page is trying to communicate with my browser extension and to get my information. And now it's showing me my balance in ADA. It's showing me 34 because that's the balance in this account. All my accounts have 170. Like you saw there, I have several accounts that have 39 plus 30, 130. And the total of this wallet is 170, but the total for this account is just this much. Okay. And now when I get to the website, if I see my profile, for example, I've selected one of my NFTs as my profile picture, and I have a number of NFTs there. So these are more artisticals. This was an artist that did it with AI. I bought this for like 38 or something, and it's showing me other items from this artist. Have you ever heard about JPEG Store? No?
I've heard, but this is the first time I'm seeing it.
Okay, so this is the most common marketplace for NFTs. And what I did was I just got into the homepage and went straight to my profile where I can see my assets. For example, this one is what I got from going to the Cardano Summit. And on the JPEG Store, I can just see it here as a GIF that goes around. But if I go from here to Pool PM, I click that little link there to visualize it better. And here, it's actually a bit more interactive if my computer doesn't drag too much. So it's just loading. And here I can actually turn it around. And this is the website that renders your NFTs in the most interactive way. So I can basically do what I want with it. Some friends actually created games in here where you can actually be coming here to play Minesweeper or Snake or whatever in your NFT, inside your NFT. So yeah, so I just came to the website to show you a bit the concept of signatures, which is when I have this NFT in my wallet and I want to sell it, I'm actually going to say, okay, this, I want to sell it for 500 ADA because it's very rare. I'm going to earn just this much, and this much is the service fee for the store. And then if I press that I want to send listing, the website is going to communicate with my wallet, and my wallet's going to make something pop up in my screen that says, hi, Lucas, Eternl is getting information from the website that you want to send your Lausanne NFT to the website. And can you please sign this transaction? So if I come down here, this is something we're going to see more in detail, but basically it's the draft of the transaction that's the website is offering me to sign, saying I'm going to send my NFT, and I don't think I get anything back. But so you have all this thing going around here. It's simpler to see on some other wallets, but basically you have the inputs that you are putting into the transaction and the outputs going to different destinations. So both inputs are for my address, and one output is for ch2, which is the Cardano summit, and the other outputs, this is the concept of the change of the transaction. So I'm putting all this into the transaction, sort of gets available in the transaction, and then it needs to be redistributed. So these are the inputs and the outputs. Okay. And basically all these assets are going to be reshuffled, where these ones get output to ch2 and everything else is still output to myself on my main account. Okay, so this is just to show you what a draft transaction is and what is a signature. So if I now put in my password and press sign, I would be signing, it says here, for now it's still unsigned. So I would be signing this transaction and it would be put on the blockchain. Once Eternl does that, the blockchain servers, the stake pools, are going to start echoing to each other that there is this transaction that Lucas signed, and it's cryptographically proven that I do validate this transaction. I want this transaction to go out. And therefore, after a few blocks in the blockchain, it would be persisted in the blockchain, and my NFT would stop being in my address and start being on the marketplace. Now, because I did close, I'm going to cancel out of this, and I still have my NFT. Okay, so what we're covering here is a bit that whenever you have a wallet, you have the seed phrases, you have several accounts that you can have for each seed phrase that are going to be each with their own stake keys that you can see here for the account that I've selected currently. And then I also have several addresses, or in this case, I could have several addresses, but I just have one because I've set it to work in single address mode. And then what happens is, for all the assets that I have in my wallet, which I can see here, I can plug this whole batch of things to navigate the internet on the Web3 websites. And once I have that, I can come here and give orders on the website. When I do that, the website's going to ask me to sign them. So it's not just that I connected and the website can access my wallet. I connected it for the website to read. And whenever I want to put in a transaction, it's going to be the Eternl wallet that's going to be presenting a draft. So I can always trust the wallet to give me a transparent view of what I'm doing. Okay, if I don't sign it with the wallet, the website's not going to be doing anything on my account.
By the way, Lucas, it's last 3 minutes. 4.
I know.
Okay. We sometimes forget. That's why.
Yeah. Thanks. I keep an eye on it sometimes, but thanks. So this was probably one of the most confusing sessions I've ever given, because I came in with no plan and I was jumping around concepts, and I'm showing you things that you have not done. So it was a nice follow-up to the previous session, although it diverged a bit too much. And like I said, I'm going to try to keep it practical, and on the next session, make sure that we don't give more content and we don't work on more content. We just try to put this thing to work on your own, through your own hands. Okay. Cheers. Guys, any feedback from Harry, Martin, Boaz? Okay, Martin, if you want, you may want to see cohort 1. I was a lot more organized on cohort 1. So first, second, third session. This is the 3rd or 4th session, and there I was really making a plan in a more organized way. Here we're more doing it in the workshop mode. But yeah, thanks. I'm looking forward to continue this, and keep dropping by if you want. Give me some challenges, and if you have people that want to take it slower, I'm happy to do another cohort with them. If it's more like don't throw a number of concepts to me, just give me step by step. So yeah, I am actually looking for communities that have group of 5 learners, and we can do a cohort just with them if they are more on the same page. So yeah, looking forward to keep in touch with you guys. Any feedback at all? Okay.
Thank you, Lucas. I love this method, like a workshop where, like, I know this time me always talking, but maybe everyone else can ask questions, and that way it's more, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this video half hour from now on YouTube without the timestamps. And I think this week is your week to do the timestamps. So I'm going to challenge you to go over it if you can.
Okay.
If not, you can align with MJ about that.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah?
Yes.
Because it was very... Sorry?
That was all great, Lucas. Yeah.
Great stuff.
And it is what it is. So if it's meant to be like this week, it's meant to be like this. It was fab.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And
see you on Friday.
Oh.
Sorry?
I said thank you to Ada as well for doing the student position.
Exactly.
Thank you, Harry.
That's very important. Yeah.
It is. It's fabulous.
Okay, guys. See you on Friday at the same time.
Have a good
Right,
one.
take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lucas.
Cheers. Bye-bye.